Perfect. Excellent. I think we're live now. I can see people are joining, which is great. Hello, everyone. Greetings from the UK. Thank you so much for joining our webinar today. My name is Dagina Weatherill, and I'm the Director of Recruitment within InUni UK division, a company of global university systems, overseeing international students recruitment for a number of our UK partner universities. Today, I'm extremely excited to talk about one of our premium partner University of Gloucestershire. And I'm joined here by colleagues from the university. So we have academic team, Gaurav and Azli from University of Gloucestershire Business School. And we also have Carla and Vajit from the regional team, recruitment team of the University of Gloucestershire. I'm also joined by my colleagues from InUni. We have Kasha, Anand, and Arjun here supporting with this webinar as well. Thank you all for joining us. Just a few housekeeping rules before we start. You're all on mute. If you'd like to ask any questions, feel free to do so. Just pop them into the Q&A section. So that's Q&A section rather than chat section, and we will take them from there later. We will start with hospitality and tourism management section, which Gaurav will be presenting. So feel free to drop any questions on that subject whilst he's presenting or straight after his presentation. And then we will move on to MBA program within University of Gloucestershire Business School. Other than that, sit back and enjoy. And I hope you find this webinar very useful and inspiring if you're a student and planning to come to the University of Gloucestershire very soon. Thank you, and it's over to you, Gaurav. I can see you're already sharing your screen. We can see it, it's perfect.
Thank you very much, Kina, and a very warm welcome to everyone. Thank you for making the time to attend this webinar today. My name is Gaurav Chawla, and I serve as the course leader for International Hospitality and Tourism Management program here at the university. I am now facing some challenge in moving the slides. Not quite sure why, so I'm going to try it again. Sorry about this.
Maybe you need to stop sharing and try
again. Yeah, I'll do that now. Sorry about this once again.
Right. Just one of those things. I think we all got used to it over the last 3 years. Technical glitches happen all the time. We can see your screen, so if you can just start the slideshow. Yeah.
Fantastic.
Perfect. Thank
Brilliant.
you.
We're back on board. So it's International Hospitality and Tourism Management is the course that I'll be presenting today. And this is a very exciting, a very lively course, and one that attracts a very, very diverse student population. We have students from Japan, we have students from India, we have students from Sri Lanka, and of course, many from Europe and the UK as well. So it's a really, really fascinating melting pot of people and cultures. This is a standard 3-year course alongside the option for a 1-year placement. So the sandwich year placement takes place between them finishing year 2 of their study and before starting year 3, the final year of their studies. We do recommend to all our students to take advantage of the sandwich year, but it's not a must-have as far as the requirements of the degree is concerned. We are also very fortunate to have a very robust support system here at the university, and we've got lovely connections with people across the industry here in Gloucestershire and overseas as well. And these are our business partners who have been excellent in terms of providing some brilliant opportunities as well as student support throughout. So we facilitate the entire process. Our students go to US, many like to stay in the UK, and some overseas as well. So there are lots and lots of options for our students when it comes to pursuing their sandwich year placement. We are also very, very proud to say that the course has been accredited by Institute of Hospitality, and that does say a lot about the credibility of the course. And I mentioned the point about industry connections earlier on. here in the Cotswolds, where we are located, we are very lucky to have these little pearls. These are gems of boutique hotels that are dotted all across our wonderful county. And many of them are family-run businesses, really high quality, as you can see on the screen. All the four screenshots that you see in here are actually our partners. So one on the top left is the Queen's Hotel in Cheltenham. The one below that is Leonardo Hotel in Cheltenham once again. And my students, level 4 students, are here today as we speak, doing the work-based learning. The right-hand side top is the Stonehouse Court Hotel. Again, really a very, very popular venue for weddings. And the one at the bottom is the Tewkesbury Park Hotel. And this one really is a destination resort when it comes to golfing facilities. So it's a very, very broad range of connections that we have got. And of course, further afield in tourism as well. Visit Gloucestershire, for an example, are a very, very keen partner and supporter of our course. So having said this, I think we are already getting a sense of how the course works. And the course works very much on the principles of practical applied learning. We create lots and lots of opportunities and platforms for our students to ensure that they are able to engage with theory application in the real world of work. And likewise, what they learn in the workplace, they bring it back to the classroom. So I've got some wonderful photographs here for you, and a nice summer day here in Gloucestershire. And these are our lovely students who are out there at the Cheltenham Jazz Festival. Now, this initiative of ours was actually even recognized by the United Nations, because the whole theme of this particular event was on sustainability. So our students had to come up with an idea of a pop-up event, and they had to present their ideas in front of general publics about life on land and life on water. So you can see how they're engaging with the public. I think it's absolutely brilliant that they've got a chance to design an entire concept on their own, implement that concept, and have the chance to interact with public as well, because this is their opportunity to develop what we call as the social skills or soft skills. So this is a course that gives our students an opportunity to engage with learning theory on campus, but at the same time, apply that theory in a more practical environment as well. Now, I would say, again, that the course, I think, is has got a strong flavor of tourism in the Cotswolds, but by no means are the opportunities for students to understand and engage with tourism limited to the United Kingdom. We create a lot of opportunities for our students to engage with tourism more internationally as well. And therefore, we have an optional field trip module. It's an international field trip module, and that is at level 5. That's second year of the studies. Now, this module allows our students to go to a European destination as a group, and then they have to do some reflective exercises and an assessment that is based on that. As you can see on the photographs in here, we have recently been to Barcelona. We have been to Budapest last year, and this year, all our students will be heading to Malta. So these are some lovely tourism destinations and not very far away from where we are. This particular module is heavily subsidized by the university. So normally it's a week-long trip, and all our students and, of course, some members of the team travel together to experience tourism in Europe. Now, our field of hospitality and tourism management is wonderful in that it opens endless possibilities when it comes to career choices. And this is one of the strengths of the course, is that we allow students insight into every aspect of hospitality management and tourism management. So when finishing with us, they come out as rounded professionals who understand all aspects of running a hospitality or tourism business. And you can already see in here that there are endless possibilities of what they can do. They can end up being a hotel manager or a general manager. They can go into conference and banqueting side of things. They can, by all means, go into travel and tour operations. Many of our students have gone into airlines and cruise lines as well. So there is no limit to how far they can go with their career. But because they have got a tangible experience in all of these areas, they're so much more better prepared to hit the ground running. And they're so much more self-aware of the type of work that they want to pursue and what they might enjoy in life. So for us to give them a sampler, a taster of all the different departments and areas is very, very important. And I would say that that is one of the key strengths of our course. I'm just keeping an eye on the Q&A session, on the Q&A as well. So if you have any questions for the moment, please do feel free to ask. Otherwise, I'll be very happy to stay till the end and take your questions then. From an academic point of view, nothing gives us more happiness than to see our students flourish. So this is one of our star students, Kevin Chan, and he graduated with the Hospitality and Tourism Management course not that long back, and he is flying now. He joined the elevator program with Marriott. The last time we connected with him, he was in Dubai. And the latest update that we have got is now he is the general manager of the five-star property in Bangkok. So he has already built an international, a global career for himself. So we celebrate the success of our students. And of course, there are many other examples like this that I can share with you. But this is a typical example of how far our students can go with their career journey within the hospitality and tourism industry. Now, coming to the conclusion of my talk this morning, I would say that we are very, very proud of the fact that we have been recognized as UK top 10 for hospitality, tourism, and events management by the Guardian University Guide. Now, this is the gold standard as far as university rankings in the United Kingdom is concerned. And this just goes on to show all the hard work, the love, and the passion that we've got as far as hospitality and tourism management is concerned. We have a small but a very lovely team of 8. Again, as is reflective of the course, it's a very international team. We've got scholars from India and China and Germany and Croatia and England. It's a huge melting pot once again. And most of us have got significant experience in the industry also. So we keep these connections and networks and help our students with practical knowledge of how to go about building their careers in the world of hospitality. Now, last but not the least, I have mentioned that we are very, very lucky to have a thriving, a vibrant international community, not just with the course, but within the business school in general. And as far as our course is concerned, the hospitality and events management courses, we also don't have very, very large cohorts. So we have a group of about 15 to 20 maximum, and that means that there is a lot of one-on-one personalized individual support that is available for all the students. We are fully back to normal. We are full teaching university, and we have office hours, which means that students can pop in during our office hours. They don't need an appointment. We are very accessible, very visible, very approachable on campus all the time. And students have got a personal tutor scheme as well, and they will look after all aspects of welfare and engagement of the students. This is a specialized course in hospitality and tourism management, but there's a significant element of business management here as well. So the first year tends to be more fundamental understanding of the basics of business. And once that is done, the academic skills and understanding of the business is done, then we progress to the more specialized modules, which you will see in the second and the third year of the course. It's also fantastic that we have offer training to our students in some of the most current packages like Opera software. This really helps because this is really what is being used in the industry at this point in time. And it goes on to show that the students are able to hit the ground running. They really are work ready. And a similar tone with our assessments also. Our assessments are, again, industry facing. So we work with a lot of hotel clients that offer briefs to our students, and the students then respond to those briefs. So there are a lot of case studies, a lot of practical assessments. We don't have any exams at all as far as this particular course is concerned. I do apologize for the last point, the £1,000 bursary for year one. That was a misunderstanding on my part, so completely ignore that last bullet point on the slide. Now, that is the conclusion of my talk. As I said, my name is Gaurav, and that's my email address on your screens. If you may have any questions after the seminar today, please do feel free to get in touch, and I'll be very, very happy to come back to you as quickly as possible. Now, before I stop sharing, I do believe there is one question in the Q&A. So the question is, what skills should a prospective student have before applying to tourism management and hospitality? That's a very, very good question. And I think what we're looking for in here is somebody who's got passion for the industry. When it comes to the knowledge and the skills, that's my job, to impart knowledge and skills. But if they've got the right attitude, if they like traveling, if they like being around people, if they have a friendly, sociable personality, then this course is a good fit for the students.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Dr. Gaurav. I love your slides and I love your passion for the subject, and great pictures and great student success stories. It's always amazing to see where students obviously progress within their career. You mentioned on the placement element, which is a part of the undergraduate degree, which is an excellent way for students to gain experience, to obviously enhance their skills and to get onto career ladder quicker. Would you say that placement is something that is guaranteed to all students, or would they need to apply? Would they need to make a decision before they apply for the program, so they go for 4 years option straight away, or can they decide a bit later on once they've actually joined the university?
Thank you for asking, Dakina. That is something that I should have included in the presentation. So at that point of applying for the course, the students will be asked the question of whether they want to take a 3-year or a 4-year course. So they have to make the choice at that point. However, they can change their mind at any time. We've had students who have future career jobs, and then they have selected the 4-year placement initially and then come on to 3-year, and the other way around as well. So by no means that is a final decision, but at the point of application, they will have to choose whether they want to go for a 3-year or whether they want to go for a 4-year course.
And I guess the benefit of going for 4 years option from the start, especially if you're an international student, you have to apply for a visa. It gives you that chance of a longer visa duration. Whereas if you do the other way around, then you will have to extend visa later on. So obviously that's additional cost, that's additional process, etc. So if students do want to gain some experience during their studies, obviously it's advisable for them to go for the 4 years option from the start and apply for 4 years visas from the beginning rather than for 3 years. And like you said, perhaps if they decide not to maybe pursue placement later on, they can continue with their studies. The university will just curtail their visa a bit earlier. But I would imagine most of students, especially hospitality and tourism, it's such a great industry to be in, and it's great to have that opportunity to gain experience during your studies. I think most of students would like to benefit from this option, isn't it?
Absolutely, Dadina. And just to add to what you said earlier on, we provide absolute support to our students to source their placements. We've got lots of connections and networks in the industry. Our industry is desperately short staffed right now, so there are no dearth of placement opportunities at all. And I think it's worth mentioning also that these are paid placements. So the students can really earn while they learn, so to speak. So it ticks all the boxes as far as I'm concerned. Why would you not take advantage of this opportunity?
Absolutely. No, I couldn't agree more. Because I remember when the travel has reopened, but it was still a bit limited. I was traveling around UK, and I've actually noticed there are lots of vacancies in hospitality and tourism industry. So it's a great way now, I guess, for those students who would like to gain experience, who would like to study, to actually build a career in this field. And also you mentioned, obviously, during the placement year, students do not actually pay full tuition fee. They only pay for a placement year, which is much, obviously, more reduced cost. I think it was 3,000 ish pounds, if I'm not mistaken. So it's not a full tuition fee, which is currently at 15,450 from what I can see. Obviously, for the first year, students also benefit from international grant, which is 2,000 pounds. So that reduces tuition fees down to 13,450. So that's whilst they study, but whilst they're doing placement, they do not pay the tuition fee. They only pay for placement fee, and that is basically for the support the university provides to find this placement. And like you mentioned, they can actually earn full-time salary because they will be doing that placement on a full-time basis. As per the UK VR guideline, they're actually allowed to work full-time during the placement year because it's an element of the program itself, which is amazing. Okay, let's see what other questions we have.
A lot of other questions, Dagina, but I was wondering, in the interest of time, should I type answer to these questions and let Asli take over? Or
That
are
would
we
be
okay? Yeah.
That would be really helpful, Dr. Gorov. Yes, if you could do that, that would be amazing. And then I will then go through the answered questions in case if they would be relevant for the rest of the audience as well. And I can just read out your answers. Thank you. That's a really good idea.
Brilliant. Thank you very much.
So it's over to Asli to present on MBA program at University of Gloucestershire. If you could share your screen, please. Yes, perfect. We can see it. Thank you, Asli.
Right. Good morning, everyone. My name is Asli, and I'm the academic course leader for the MBA Global. So welcome to the amazing world of the MBA Global. So what I'm going to do today, I'm going to present the an overview of what is at the MBA Global, the unique features of this innovative course, and the ways in which we prepare you for the careers and to be the future leaders of this industry. And I'm also going to go through several reasons why the MBA Global at the University of Gloucestershire with the at the Gloucestershire Business School is the right choice for you. So we are quite proud to say that that our MBA Global is the real world global MBA. So is where you have access to the real world business experience and challenges, where we have also in-house within the business school, a student-led consultancy advice that you could participate and that provide advice for the community. And we also have a placement year. We call it our year in industry model. So before I go further, I would like to share with you the a video about MBA Global, and also where you can see also some testaments from our students. Just bear with me.
MBA Global is a unique two-year course that offers the students to immerse themselves in the world of business. We expose the students to the issues and challenges faced by the global businesses. We're offering through specialist pathway for the student to choose that fits with their career ambitions. There's also an option for the students to go for a 12-month placement that will allow students to have that industry working experience in their own career choice.
So MBA Global, they have specialized routes for entrepreneurship, healthcare, finance, marketing. I feel like I'm a bit closer to healthcare. I was working with some pharmacies and hospitals as well, so I thought that it would help me.
I have a background in sports, but I wanted to see how the sports business world looks like, and that placement will give me an opportunity to try out different modules, to try out different job roles and responsibilities and see what works best for me.
I've worked as a financial analyst and as a business analyst. With the writing of academic reports, I've been able to improve on my writing skills, which is very important to what I'm doing.
To see that students coming from a very diverse backgrounds, from different countries, but also their work experience, but they are working well together with each other and helping each other. They have the same ambition and also aspirations.
I didn't have any knowledge of project management before, but With this course, I learned how I can manage different projects, and the jobs I'm doing, it's all relating to what I will learn and what I can do with my career prospects in the future.
It's really great that they have these specialized routes for people who want to study according to their field. I'm provided with this opportunity to understand the market in depth, so I can prepare myself according to which career section of this industry that I want to get in.
There's a massive difference between how I do things before and now. So I can see that our career, it has sharpened my management skills about different leadership styles that the manager of the future should adopt if you want to stand out in whatever you're doing.
It almost doesn't matter whether you're a fresh graduate or some working experience, because the experience itself within this course will be beneficial for them, regardless whether they have 25 years working experience or whether they just graduated. It's going to be beneficial for them.
Okay. Let me go back to my slides.
Well, this is an area that
Sorry.
if you as a student have a bad day and you really feel like you can't go into the class, you can sit here.
Okay. I need to find the okay, slideshow again. Okay. So yeah, now let me go to look for the reason why the MBA Global at Gloucestershire Business School is the best place for you. Essentially, this is a unique 2-year global MBA program that offers you that opportunity to immerse yourself in the real world. And we have supported by our Global Leadership Development Program and 12-month industry placement. My advice here, when you for potential students, when you applied for the MBA Global program, to go for that 12-month industry placement, because if you like to change your mind later when you are in the UK, you may have to pay additional expenses for your visa extensions. So if you can make you can make decisions like you want to go for, whether you're not sure whether you want to go for placement or not, you can go for placement now, because it's easier for the university to reduce the years of your visa at no cost to you. So I usually come across situations where students say, "Oh, Azli, I'd like to go for placement," but then they have to pay more because they need to extend the visa. But if you got some job opportunities after you finish the first thought of your MBA program, which is the first year, and you do not want to opt for the placement year, it's easier for us to reduce the visa years and without without an extra cost to you. So the second reason for why MBA Global as a Gloucester Business School is the right one for you is because the way we structure the course, we have what we call the Global Business Foundations. The block 1 of the program, we got a 3 months focused the first semester on developing the pillars of business knowledge and skills, where you're studying the modules such as strategic management, global leaderships, and business finance and decision making. And the block 2 this is where you need to specialize within your fields, where during this program, you could also have an opportunity to improve your consultancy skills through the work and on the module. And for example, we right now within the MBA Global course, we have a consultancy clients that have received from students that have been valued at between 15,000 to 25,000 pounds, and where they can impact on profit between 50,000 and 170,000 pounds. Now, third reason for the why MBA Global at the Gloucester Business School is the right one for the students is because we provide that personalized experience. There's an opportunity for the students to study in the big, large groups, but there's also opportunity for students to study in the small groups as well, when they go to their own specialized routes. For example, we have MBA Global Administration in Financial Services Management. We have MBA Global Business Administration in International Supply Chain and Logistics. We have MBA Global Business Administration in International Tourism and Management, Construction Project Management, Cyber Governance, Healthcare Leaderships, Applied Entrepreneurship, Design Thinking and Innovation, Marketing Intelligence, and also Design Management. We are planning to offer another specialist route this coming September. It's called Data Analysis. I put it in yellow because it's currently in the approval stage. Once it is approved, then the student will have the opportunity to choose that specialist route. There is an opportunity for students, for example, they were thinking about, okay, I would like to do financial services management, but after then when once arrive in the university, they change their mind. We can entertain that as long as they don't change too much or too many times. Okay. This is, for me, this is the main reason why MBA Global at the Gloucestershire Business School, the best one, the best option for you is the diversity of the students. We have students from all over the world. The current profile of students are from Malaysia, Myanmar, Bangladesh, India, Pakistan, of course, United Kingdom, Jordan, Nigeria. We have from Ghana, we have from Myanmar, and not only the diversity in terms of where the students come from, but also with the background and work experience. In my current cohort right now, we have students from a fresh graduate to a directors of the company, owners of the company, and here based in the UK, we have sports psychologists, we have lawyers, we have botanists, and we have so many. For me, it's quite magical to see that students coming from a different background, from a different countries, not only that, with different working experience and interact with one another. So it's a quite magical thing to see. We also have a strong supportive infrastructure and system. We have a dedicated support system to help students looking for placement, work experience, but not only that, but also for those who are not opted for placement, they can also go for the to help them to get into their career choice. Okay, we have the dedicated support system sits within our department called Your Future Plan, where they will advise you everything from CV writings, interview techniques, and they also organize a really good job fair. We also have what we call the Growth Hub. The Growth Hub is the where department within the business school that offer help for those who want to be an entrepreneur, for those who have a business idea. At the moment, we have access to 10,000 employers around the region. We also have within this, which is something quite unique, I think, to a business school and at the Gloucestershire Business School, what we call it a student consultancy firm. It's called 360 Consultancy. For students who wants to get involved to be a project consultant, there's an opportunity for you to get involved into this 360 Consultancy firm. And where they have projects, we are working with our external project consultant provider and to supply us the projects, and then we can get along. Then we can get involved with that. I think Kala will probably mention about our competitive tuition fees, and we also offer these subjects to Kala our marketing colleagues to give you latest information about. We also offer general scholarship, 50% international postgraduate scholarships, and 3,000 automatic international grant award. This is subject to latest information by our colleague from marketing. In summary, this is a unique 2-year MBA Global course. We provide you with strong global business foundations. It's provide the students with strong personalized learning journey and experience with the option of 8. It's increasing now, specialist routes and pathways. The students will be part of a community of students with diverse background and work experience. As you can see in the video, they talk about a strong supportive infrastructure and system to help students secure placement place and work experience. And we also have that competitive tuition fees and generous international funding. And if we have a bit more time, I also like to highlight 3 other courses that we have within the business school. What we call it the MBA Business Administration, Master Stage, MSc HRM, and MSc Accounting and Finance. If you would like to know more about this, let me know. It's basically what we call the for those who have acquired a professional or postgraduate qualifications. I'd like to end every of my presentation in the class and also to everyone with this a quote that a very famous quote from Albert Einstein to talk about education. And when they say that education is not the learning of facts, but the training of the minds to think, especially nowadays with Google, ChatGPT, and all these other things. You can know a lot of informations, but you cannot train, but you cannot train your minds to think. To help your mind to think in a logical, coherent manner, you need educations. You need to come to the university. Okay. Get in touch if you have any other further information. I'm here to help. This is my email address. Please feel free to follow me on LinkedIn. That is my LinkedIn profile. Thank you, everyone.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Azli. Really, really useful information for attendees. Just a quick, I guess, update, because there have been few updates this year from the University of Gloucestershire. So a quick update on scholarships. So this year it's £2,000, which is still a good, generous scholarship, and it's automatically awarded when you apply for a program. So that's applicable for both undergraduate, postgraduate, first year of tuition fees. University still provides very, very competitive tuition fees. If you had a look, you would have noticed. And on top of that, obviously, you get £2,000 automatic scholarship award. So I'm just looking at UOG website, Azli, and I can see for the MBA option, it's 16,560 for international students. And the fee remains the same for both 1-year option and the option with the placement. Is this correct?
Yeah, there is a small course to cover the placement. Admin cost, I think it's around £150, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
So just a small course to help us to manage your placement.
Excellent. Yeah. So ultimately, students can opt for a 2-year option, paying the same tuition fee and benefit from great, obviously, work experience. During their postgraduate degree, which is amazing.
Yeah, you're right. That is my advice. My advice is for you to go to the 2-year course, because it happens to many of my students. Once they finish what you'll be studying is the first year. You'll be studying the top part of your course. Then after that, you will go on your placement. And what usually happen after that is the students sometimes already got the job opportunities, and they do not want to do placement. And I said, okay, it's easier for you to reduce the years. We can talk to our immigration office. Okay, the students do not want that placement year because they got a sponsorship or something like that. And then that at no cost to them.
Excellent.
Okay, but for those who are coming in here with just 1 year, but then decided to do a placement, then they have to apply for extension of the visa, and they have to pay more money for that. So
it's additional cost, additional process, additional stress, I guess. So it's better to avoid all of this and just to apply for 2 years option from the start. Very good advice. And obviously they will get a longer visa if they do manage to secure a full-time job straight after graduation without actually having to do placement. That's fine. The university will help to reduce the visa duration, but students can then obviously change their visa type to either post-study work visa, which is graduate route, which is available in the UK to all graduates who successfully graduate from either undergraduate or postgraduate. If they complete PhD, it's 3 years, or DBA. or if, like you mentioned, if it's a company sponsorship, obviously they may apply for a different type of tier 2 visa where the company would be sponsoring them
exactly.
for visa itself. Okay, that's really good to know, and thank you. Carla, did you want to add anything on that?
Thanks, Dagina.
Yeah,
Yes, it was just to really reinforce what yourself and Asli had said about the visa. So we have a very helpful immigration team at the university, so any student can discuss their individual immigration situation, but absolutely it's much better, the same with the hospitality undergraduate course, to get to apply for a visa for the 2 years or the 4 years for the undergraduate, and then if the student doesn't want to do the longer course, our immigration team will just notify UKVI to shorten the visa. Otherwise, they, as Asli said, they'll have to extend their visa from within the UK, which I think is around £500, which is again another
£500 per person. And if you have a family, then you have to apply for everyone as well.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's a good point. So I can see a question actually related to that. So I have applied for 1 year. Can I change it to 2 years course now? So Gaurav, if you still haven't received your unconditional, I would imagine you haven't applied for CAS yet. The university will start issuing classes soon, by the way, and you're welcome to start preparing those documents now, but I would imagine you haven't received the CAS for the 1 year option yet. So you're welcome to change your program to 2 years option now. So just reach out to your relevant advisor and they will be able to guide you on how to change the course, but it's easily fixed. So we can obviously look into this case for you, no issues. Okay, perfect. And just also to mention to everyone, so like I said, the university will start issuing classes end of this month. So you need to really supply any outstanding documents you may have or book your suitability interview if you haven't done so at the soonest, if you haven't done it. Again, really, really important to do it, because as we progress further and closer to the intake, obviously the interview slots availability wouldn't be as good as it is now. So we still have slots available. Do reach out to my team on the ground if you need any support, maybe with mock interview preparation or any advice on your outstanding documents and how to submit, or stay in touch with your educational advisor to apply through as well. Also an update which we communicated to our partners already as well, but just to reiterate the message. So this year, the minimum CAS deposit for September 2023, well, for all future intake, shall I say, is £5,500, which is still quite competitive comparing to UK universities. Obviously, if you pay further funds, so let's say you decide to pay upfront in advance, you will also secure additional discount of £500, and also it means you need to show less funds on your bank account when applying for your CAS and your visa, so kind of less headache for you. But the very, very minimum CAS deposit amount is £5,500, and we really encourage you to submit your outstanding documents and submit CAS requests as early as possible. The university will be using CAS platform this year, so they will start sending out invites very, very soon. It's very, very straightforward process, and we will be providing further training on that. But ultimately, please keep in mind that many UK universities are overloaded with applications. So we want to make sure you don't miss out on your space at the University of Gloucestershire. So you secure it as soon as possible, and you obviously apply for CAS rather than waiting for summer. It also means that you can apply for your visa earlier, meaning avoiding long waiting time during summer, avoiding paying priority visa service fee, and you can also secure your accommodation earlier, so to avoid any headache around accommodation as well. As per the UKVI guideline, just to reiterate once again, you can secure your CAS 6 months prior to the start date, and you can also apply for your visa 6 months prior to the start date of your program. So please do it early. It's really, really important. We don't want you to miss out on a space and on a great opportunity to study at the University of Gloucestershire. I can see some questions are coming through in regards with entry criteria. So do you offer IELTS waiver? So that depends where you're coming from, RP. This year, university introduced entry criteria for students coming from India, where additional boards are being accepted as a proof of English if students completed their high school within the last 5 years. So please reach out to your relevant advisor or my team on the ground to understand more if you are qualified for this English waiver. But ultimately, the university accepts a number of English tests, which you can find on the website, or I shared the link within the answers as well. Or reach out to your advisor and they will be able to provide further guideline as to which English tests are being accepted. I know language cert is very popular in some countries like Pakistan, for example, which you can also take online. So you can do it at the center, but you can also take an online option, and that is also being accepted by the University of Gloucestershire if you'd like to go for this option. There is also a question in regards with turnaround time from Arpit. I can say Arpit is very, very proactive today on questions. I assume you mean the offer letter. So currently, the turnaround time is within 2 to 5 working days on the initial case assessment or processing for offer letters. But do keep in mind, the closer we get to the intake, the obviously longer the turnaround time becomes because of the volume of applications. So we do encourage you to submit your application if not done so yet at the soonest, and also the outstanding documents, which you normally can do via GAS Gateway or via your advisor or your educational agency if you are a student. Question in regards with double masters. So I guess you've already studied the masters and you would like to apply for another one. This is normally assessed on a case-by-case basis. So you would need to justify as to why you would like to study another master's. Perhaps it's a different subject area, or perhaps you want to enhance your skills so that obviously it helps your career in future. So you would need to write a strong personal statement explaining why you would like to do another postgraduate degree, and then admissions and academics team can make an assessment based on your individual case. Okay, Richard dropped a question about MBA Global Business in Administration. I'm not sure what exactly you would like to know, because Asli obviously already explained more in detail. So please maybe specify if you would like any further information. But we will be sharing presentations and the recording later in case if you joined a little bit later, Rishaf, and missed some parts of the webinar. Okay, so Asli, question for you in regards with placements for MBA Global. If you can give maybe some examples. You've already mentioned on the fee, which is very, very minimal. So just examples of placements that students pursue after their MBA.
Yeah, ideally the placement that you're going to get, it's that you're going to apply, it's relevant to the your specialist route or in general with the management. For example, one of my students has a placement as a logistic planner with one of the company, and also my one of my other students have got a placement as a lecturer in sports, because she's doing sports leadership specialist route. My advice for those who are not sure what specialist route that they should go for, there's also the main route, which is also exciting with so many modules you're going to learn that. So you can also stay within the main route. With placement, we can assist you. At the end of the day, it's your responsibility to secure the placement. We got plan B for those who did not. We could also offer a placement within the 360 consultancy. Okay, we cannot guarantee a paid placement, but we can help you, really help you to look for one for a paid placement. We got one of the Guru students, which is studying in my course. They have a placement working in hotels, 2 hotels actually, and then many. And I have one student who are a background she's a dentist, but now she's doing a placement in a dental surgery. Because she's also doing the healthcare leadership specialist route. What I usually say to the future employers, obviously we cannot expect students to go in and do a placement, immediately become a manager or something like that. But what we want to see is the student has some exposure to the management, exposure to the running of the business, right? Obviously there are some basic works that they have to do and everything, but we need them to have some exposure to the management of the company, the running of the company. So yeah.
Excellent. And there is a question in regards with work experience for MBA entry. I mean, the great thing about University of Gloucestershire MBA, it actually caters for both fresh graduates, but also those with maybe more extensive work experience or more mature candidates, so they can kind of learn from each other when they are, you know, attending the course. And as a standard, there is no such as work experience requirement for students, Asli. Do you agree?
Yeah, they need to have a undergraduate, I think 2.2 in UK, which is second class lower. And yeah, then they can do the MBA Global.
Excellent.
And obviously, obviously for those, there are some advantages, disadvantages for those who have a working experience, they have some knowledge, but they left the university for quite some time. For those who are fresh graduate, from what I can see, they're still fresh from the university. There's some advantages, disadvantages from that. What I can see with my students, they're helping each other. Because they're all here for the same agenda, the same purpose. Something that the head of the business school in the Gloucestershire Business School like always to say this is that we are not in the as a business school, we are not in the area of what we call it competitive studying, right? We are more collaborative. We want to be successful together rather than competing like this. We're not. We don't have that kind of philosophy. Our philosophy is we're helping each other to grow.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Thank you, Asli. That's really helpful to know. And I can see there is a question on FinTech. Unfortunately, the academic from FinTech wasn't able to join today because he's unwell. But just to mention here that Masters in FinTech is actually another excellent option for students to gain their postgraduate plus 1 year work experience within a 2 years option. So students are welcome to apply for this option as well. And just to note here also that it's not necessary to have a specific financial background in order to apply for FinTech master's degree. So they do teach you from scratch on all aspects of FinTech, the blockchain, the cryptocurrency, and trendy things like that in this day and age. And it's a really interesting program as well. And like I mentioned, offers the competitive fees, but also the opportunity for students to gain some experience during studies. And what I really like about UOG Business School academics, like Asli mentioned, they work collaboratively, they know students by name, face to face. There is a lot of support available to students during their studies, so the pass rate is very, very close to 100%. Obviously, you do need to make sure you attend, you come here to study, so attendance should be your first priority, but the academics do support you along the way because they do understand, obviously it can be challenging to be an international student, especially at the beginning, but the support is always there. And they also, because their links they have with the industry, they also support sometimes with finding placements or putting you in touch with right connections as well. And that's how some of the students secure those placements and have those great success stories, which academics mentioned earlier as well, which is amazing. I can see, Kasia, you wanted to mention something on suitability interviews.
I think there was just a relevant question, thanks to Gina, with regards to credibility interviews, and I think there's been some other few questions around that. just to sort of mention, it is a chat with our friendly team. And it is just to find out more about your motivation, why you're obviously coming to study, a little bit more about your financial, how you'll be supporting yourself while studying, and obviously any other information in terms of as to why you've chosen this particular course and UK. I think we really try to drive the students away from preparing or having pre-prepared answers. You know, that sometimes can be actually a recipe for failure, because you're trying to remember it and then you fail in the interview. It's supposed to be a very calm conversation. You know, the team that is there on the ground does understand. If you sort of forget something or you haven't got a fully planned answer, the most important thing is to speak from the heart and really speak truly about how you feel and as to why you've chosen this particular course. Just to also add in general, you know, InUni has their own compliance team. We work closely with UOG compliance team. There is sort of a straight way in the way we communicate. So if there are any questions from yourself, you can also ask that. Even in your interview, or via your respective representative, and then the team can answer it. I will drop the email address that you can contact in the chat box. And I think we also had a question around the study gap, which Dr. Gaurav already answered. There isn't such thing as, you know, a specific study gap. You come in as an individual, we treat each individual uniquely. And as long as you have the explanation as to why there is a study gap, what you've done in that time, and it's also obviously present on your CV, we will take your instance or your unique case as an individual case. So that's what I just wanted to add. Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you, Kasia. Yes, really important that you justify any gaps within your CV, but as it was mentioned, there is no such a limitation. We have students who are just fresh graduates in their 20s, but we also have more mature students who are in their 50s at the University of Gloucestershire. So as long as you can justify, you obviously provide a good personal statement explaining why you had a study gap, perhaps you had an extensive career, or if you've completed your high school, let's say in 2020, but until now, maybe you were preparing for IELTS or doing something, volunteer work or anything else, just please mention this within your CV and your case can be considered individually. We're running out of time, but I just wanted to mention, I can see a question here. I've got a conditional offer letter. Do I still have time to apply for unconditional and book the interview? Absolutely, yes, but you need to do this as soon as possible. So please reach out to your advisor, our educational agency, to prepare you for the interview, to guide you on the interview booking process within InUni, and we will take it from there. Do submit your outstanding documents if you haven't done so. Like I mentioned, the volume of applications currently is very high, but it will only be growing. So we want to make sure that all students do submit their outstanding documents and book their interviews at the earliest possible and apply for their CAS as well. The university will start issuing CASs very soon, which is exciting. And we want to make sure that all of you obviously apply for your CAS at the soonest and apply for your visa as well. We've covered most of questions. I can see some of them are not necessarily related to the programs we discussed today. So apologies if we haven't taken your question. Please feel free to reach out to our business development team on the ground or your educational advisor, and we will take it from there. Other than that, I hope you found this webinar useful and you will be applying for these exciting programs of International Hospitality and Tourism Management or Global MBA. Both of them do have a valuable work experience option. As it was mentioned, we will be sending out the webinar recording and presentations, so do stay in touch. And also stay tuned for more webinars to come. We have webinars planned for the University of Gloucestershire almost every week. So keep an eye on the further webinar invites, and we hope to see you there. Thank you all for joining. Thank you to academics. Thank you, team at Gloucestershire and InUni. Have a great day. I'll speak to you soon, guys.
Thank you,
Bye.
everyone.
Thank you very much.
Thanks,
Bye.
everyone.
Thank you.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you. Bye.